Well, I'm just going to make a quick review of this GS Mini here. This is the one in Koa. You can get these for about 800 bucks. Comes in a really nice case. I mean, a gig bag, I guess. But you know, maybe it's my age. When I think gig bag, I think of one of those little covers. But these gig bags now, they're almost nicer than cases because they're so lightweight. That is nice. Now my wife is not here. Oh look, she's so much better than I am in so many ways. And look at this. She's got a little cover on her guitar. Isn't that nice? Take it off. She's gonna be mad at me because I bet I won't put it on as nice as she did. Look at that. Like I said, that's, you can call that a gig bag, but I think that's the case of the future, really. These kinds of hybrid, they're sort of like a gig bag, but they're also kind of like a case. They're light, and in a way they protect the guitar as much or more. You know, I mean, that I used to have some cardboard cases, and I remember those would turn out to be a laugh. I mean, it would almost be funny, you know, they'd fall apart so bad. So a really nice guitar. It's made, this one's Koa, and I think that was considered a little extra, but it's got the expression system 2 in it. I'll tell you one thing that's coming back to me after all these years is on Taylor guitars, the end pin, which is also doubles as the expression system 2 input, is big, and a lot of straps won't fit it. This strap, boy, if I damage this guitar in any way, that'll be my last video, because I'll be in the backyard from now on. So I guess it's on there, but that's one thing that I had a 314 CE, and I got so I'd check which straps fit it, you know. But a nice new strap, look at that thing, won't go on there. I think it's about 700, but I bought this for my wife in cash. We were going to the store, and we went to the store, and I just ended up buying it for her, and she really loves this guitar, and it's really helped her. She plays violin quite well, but this developed her as a guitarist too, which is great to see. Let me just say a little bit about the GS Mini. I think it's a 3/4 size guitar. The thing has impeccable action. And it's a smaller guitar, so you could almost say it's a travel guitar. The thing I wanted to just say a little bit about is this compared to the Baby Taylor. Now, my wife, when she was first shopping for guitars, she was in Michigan visiting her sister, and they went into Elderly Music, which is a great music store. That's where I bought that great E-Series black Japanese Telecaster back in the late 80s at Elderly Music, probably one of the best music stores in the country. But they sold her a Baby Taylor, so she came home with the Baby Taylor, which is a half size. And I looked at it, and I didn't want to discourage her or say anything too negative, but the Baby Taylor is like a travel guitar. It's almost like this little Martin backpacker I have, and it'd be kind of nice maybe to take in a hotel room or something. But it would never, the guitar that small is never going to tune up that well. That's the one big problem you're always going to have. I've got that little Yamaha JR50. I think that my wife has it in her music store where she teaches lessons. But that's a great guitar, and it's a great student guitar. But if you were trying to do something really serious with it, that's a half-size guitar, and it's never going to tune up great. And the Baby Taylor had that problem. So I'm not trying to discourage anybody from buying a Baby Taylor. I think if you want a travel guitar, that might be one of the best ones. Although, quite frankly, if you want a half-size guitar just to travel around, I'd almost recommend one that's not so expensive, because spending a lot of money on a half-size guitar that'll never stay in tune, that's my opinion. When you really want to play something nice with friends or perform or something, it's never going to tune up well enough to really be a guitar that you can use in like a performing situation or recording or anything like that. But it's kind of nice to have around. But anyway, she got this Baby Taylor, and she was excited about it, and I didn't want to discourage her. But I looked at it a little bit, and I said, Mary, you're never going to be able to tune this guitar up all the way. And they've got this other one that's just a little bigger, and it's this GS Mini. So I'm not sure I could do this, but Mary mailed it back to Elderly Music. We paid the postage on it, but she mailed it back to Elderly Music. I don't know how got there safe, so hats off to her. I probably wouldn't be able to do that. Anyway, she mailed the guitar back to Elderly Music, and we went down to Guitar Center and looked at some guitars, and we were looking at a couple that were more of a 3/4 size, and this one was a little more money. But we both picked it up, and it just, the quality on this thing is unbelievable. As a matter of fact, because love is soft like a flower, a gentle hand on your knee. It's a gift that you can't take, it comes on free, like sweet Daphne. Love moves in the dark shadows, just a dream fantasy. And if you look into the glass, then you will see sweet Daphne. Unbelievable. As a matter of fact, I would say it might be one of the best acoustic guitars I've ever played. I'm not kidding. And this thing tunes, see? And it's got a it's by far the hardest thing I've ever done, to be so in love with you and so alone. Follow me where I go, what I do and who I know, make it part of you to be. What a great guitar. I mean, the action on it is just crisp but light. That's a good. That's what I was saying about my Telecaster. Nobody wants a heavy action where you can't really play. Um, but you don't want a rubbery action. I've had Strats when I was younger, and I think one of the things, for years I ran around saying I didn't like Strats, and I think it's because some of the ones I played when I was a kid had that real rubbery action. Maybe that's because they were set up for whammy bars or something, but that real kind of noodly rubbery action, you want a nice crisp action. That's where you get the clarity, and you can also pick a guitar. This thing, but you don't want a heavy action, and that's kind of a balancing act. This thing has such light, crispy action, and it tunes. That thing's in perfect tune, and I just took it out of the case, and it was in perfect tune. It's got a solid top. It does have laminate back and side, so if you're that maybe keeps the cost down a little bit, because once you get into solid back and side, I'm not even sure what laminate means. It always seems kind of murky. I think they say layered. But that means they kind of put the wood together more, whereas like a really expensive guitar, a lot of times it'll be solid top and solid pieces of wood for the back and sides. This has a laminate, but it's beautiful, and it's koa wood, which I think is an expensive wood. Being into guitars has made me realize that wood is a luxury item, almost like gemstones or precious metals or marble. Like marble. It's a good woods are a beautiful thing, and guitars are like furniture. Guitars are something where we really can appreciate the beauty and the acoustical properties of wood, and this is koa, which I understand is a very nice wood. Thing's just great. It's well made. It's got good tuners on it, and if you can swing the $700 and you want kind of a guitar, I think it'd be a good guitar for a kid, really. I guess you wouldn't want to ever give a guitar to a kid if they were too young to respect it. I used to teach a lot of kids when I was younger, and they'd always ask me if their child was too young to play, and I would say, to me, their answer to that is, can they respect the piano? Like, do they poke the keys? Do they sit there and pump the damper pedal up and down like it's an amusement park toy? Because a kid that will poke the keys like this or pump the piano up and down is really not ready to start. And most any kid's going to do that, right? You can take the future Van Cliburn, and he's going to do this when he's real little. But as soon as they can respect the piano and not realize it's a musical instrument, not something to bang on, then they're usually ready to start taking piano lessons. And I would say that about guitar. And if you have a younger person that you think would make a good guitar player, and you want to buy them a student guitar, but you want something really nice, I'd get this one. Now, they have some other good student guitars, Fender, Yamaha, but if you really want to go a cut above, and you've got a young person that will respect the instrument, you can buy them this. They'll have it the rest of their lives. This is not necessarily a guitar you'd outgrow. Now, if they turn out to be, I'm a grown man. I'm not a small body person either. I can play this. I've got a big Martin Dreadnought, but I can play this just like a guitar. I'm not compromising anything. Deep River Blues. Let it rain, let it pour, let that rain go through my door, 'cause I got those deep river blues. If my old boat goes out to sea, just let it wash away with me, 'cause I got those deep river blues. Listen how crisp that is. Oh, swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. I'm telling you what, this is a nice guitar. Let me just get a little of that finger picking in there. But in all seriousness, this would be a guitar. I mean, this is an all-around guitar, and I would say it's an excellent student guitar. If 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 you if you want to start with at the top with a young person, you give them one of these, they'll have it the rest of their lives. It's small enough for a kid, but it's not like one of those half-size guitars where it's never going to really be in tune. I mean, they could grow into this and play it. I think a lot of people, a smaller guitar always gives you kind of a brightness, like those old ragtime guitars. They make the different shape. But I also think the smaller guitar is always going to be popular, maybe with people who have a little smaller hands, some women maybe, or people who aren't as big. And like I said, I'm big, and it's the frets in there. I don't have any trouble. It's just a good guitar. And you know what? It's a premium when you compare it to other 3/4 size guitars, but it's not a premium when you can think this is a professional level guitar. It's got the Expression System 2 in it, so you're ready to go. You could grow up with this, take it to coffee houses and play. I'm not gonna, you can see plenty of videos that show the Expression System 2, but people have their different opinions about it. But it's one of the really good pickup systems out there, and they're all different. No acoustic guitar pickup system is as good as a mic, but that's not always feasible. So, but I just really recommend this guitar for anybody. But I almost think it's a travel guitar. It's a little bigger than that Baby Taylor, but I almost think you could get away with it as a travel guitar. I don't know if that Baby Taylor was almost small enough to take on a plane and put in the overhead. I don't know, but this is not really big. And it's just a really well-made, beautiful guitar. I mean, to me, it's one of the distinct guitars on the market in that it's a little smaller, maybe even something a kid could play, and yet it's also something an adult can play, and yet and also, last but certainly not least, it's a professional quality guitar. The intonation and the action and the tone are outstanding, and those are the three things that make for a really good guitar: intonation, action, and acoustical tone quality. And you get that in an abundance here with this guitar. So a lot of Taylors are a little bit bright. I have my Martin, and my Martin has that kind of mellow sound. Taylors are a little bit brighter, but I think that's really good for like modern playing, especially if you're doing finger picking. The brightness of the way they make their guitars, they have a kind of clarity and brightness. So definitely a high quality sounding guitar, and can't go wrong. GS Mini, I really think it's just outstanding every way. Thank you. God bless you.